2019, guys. Oh, hello, Tiki. It's also my dog. If you hear squeaking or like random pitter patter in the background, it's Tiki. Guys, today's video is gonna be a little bit of motivation. So today's topic is gonna be what's meant for you will be for you. And what I mean by that, you can take that statement and you can apply it to pretty much everything in this universe. Like, if y'all are meant to be together, you'll be together. It can apply for jobs. If you're meant to be in this job forever, maybe you'll be in the job forever. It can be applied to everything. And if it's for you, make it for you. So what I mean by that is the amount of things that I've been coming across, like just in my personal life or with like people around me, like we're all, with the exception of you, we're all kind of just stuck. We're just going in the motions. We don't really know like we know what we want. We just don't know how to get there. We don't know how to start. We're like, oh, well, maybe if I do this, it'll do this, but I don't want to do that yet. Or like, what if I'm not good enough? And like, it's all these questions. And I'm just here today to tell you, stop it. We're going to put a stop to all of that. Not just in 2019, but now for the rest of your life. And one of the ways I did that was through affirmations and visualizations and meditating. So I have here like my list of affirmations, and they are long. And so mine was career based because I'm just like, I'm a music major who just graduated from UCF, but like I'm still a server. And sometimes it can be really annoying because it's just like, I didn't graduate college to be a server. Like I've been doing that for like 2 years now. I want to do something that like, I'm really happy, I'm really passionate about. But I'm just like, I never really took the time to delve into really anything else because I was like, you know what? I'm secure, I'm making money, I can pay my bills, like no harm, no foul. I'll eventually get to where I need to go. And the thing with eventually is that it's further down the line. And the only reason it's further down the line is because you push it further down the line. I was on the phone with my friend and I was like telling her about like all my discoveries and like all these new things that like I thought I had happening for me, or like I do have happening for me. And she was just like, oh, well, it's about time that you did something. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? She's like, Kiana, you're the biggest blocker of your blessing. She's like, it honestly pisses me off. And I'm like, wow, you didn't need to call me out like that. And then I thought about it and I was like, she's right. There's so much I could have done so early on. Like if I didn't like just stop. I don't want to be stuck anymore. Let's keep it moving. So I did my affirmation. I'll even read them to you. So in case you want to do this, if you're taking the route of affirmations, I always do them in present tense. The universe doesn't really have a concept of time. So act as if what you want is currently happening to you. So just a few that I have. I have a career that I'm passionate about. I am motivated to grow in my career. I have a career that pays my bills easily and buys me things that I want. I have a career involving music. I am aware of my higher self's calling. I have a career where I can motivate others. I have a career where I can inspire others. I have a career where I can help others. I have a blog that reaches a lot of people. So anything I want in this list, I say as if I have it in present tense. And it'll bring, if I don't have something in mind, or if I feel like I don't really know what I want, sooner or later the universe is going to be like, oh, well, here you go, right on the silver platter. And I kid you not, literally just 2 days after starting my first one, because I usually date them in the corner. And it's usually in a notebook, but I was at work and I didn't have it. This is like my little server pad. It was within 2 days where I wrote that, and then I got a message on Thumbtack from this girl asking how much my vocal coaching services were. Now, I'm on Thumbtack, I'm on Lessons, I have a Facebook page, and I promote my services in person. But lately, just because I do plan on leaving Florida, I haven't been promoting it. I don't even have my name pop up when you search for me on these on these platforms, and then it was out of nowhere where I'm getting messages from people asking, like, not even just like a message saying, oh, such and such is looking for a vocal coach, reply now to quote them so they can notice you. No, these are direct message from these people, like, oh, when are your hours, what's your rate, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, and like, what's your availability? And it's like, okay, wow. So like, yeah, you know what, I did say I wanted to pursue music and I want to teach people and inspire people and all this kind of stuff, and vocal coaching is one of my career options. So it's like, okay, cool. But I was just like, maybe that's not the universe, maybe that's just coincidence. And it happened again just today, actually. But besides that, another instance is where, like, I had a coworker at work, she was real upset, and then I talked to her for like 5 minutes, calmed her back down. She's like, oh my God, you should be a motivational speaker. And I was like, girl, what? Like, where did that even come from? And the same day, I found out from my mom that her sister and her boyfriend broke up. Talked to her for about 2 hours, calmed her down. My mom's like, oh yeah, you know, you really helped her. You should probably look into that. And I was just like, like, that's weird. I never really thought of myself as being like a motivational person. Like, I knew like I was happy and all this kind of other stuff, but like I didn't really think I could motivate anybody. The universe is a funny way of doing things like that. If you ask for something, it's going to present it to you. It might be in a form of like just a conversation, or someone just outright telling you what you should do. It might be a flyer, it might be something. Just know that if you ask, you'll receive it. You know what I'm saying? So with that, then goes into my next portion of, well, okay, cool, I know what I'm supposed to do, but it's not that easy to get started. You're right. It might not be. Or it could be super easy, because you already know what you want. You already know what your intention is. You already know what skills and stuff you bring to the table. Don't prolong getting your job or significant other or whoever, whatever you want from this. Don't prolong it thinking that you have to perfect yourself first and then everything else will just fall in line for you. Because it's not going to work like that. Like, no one in the history of ever has started off like that. Bill Gates didn't start off like that. Oprah, Steve Jobs, they all started working out the garage. Some of their stuff sucked. Even big bands, if you want to be a musician, like, no one starts off perfect. And here's the thing, like, you can't keep things to yourself wanting them to be perfect and then release it. The criticism that you're going to look at is strictly from people. Like, it's going to be strictly based on people's opinions. You could have the best orange juice in the world, and there's going to be someone who doesn't like orange juice. You can't please everybody. You can't wait for anyone to tell you when it's okay to do something. I know me personally, like, I never wanted to do covers, or I never wanted to release music because I wanted to work on this, or I wanted to work on this, or I want to be in this state and then not do anything and then just wait and flourish. And it's like, why do that? Why wait? Like, why put yourself on hold? Why put yourself where you're in a miserable position because you're uncomfortable? And like, when I really like did meditating and I self-reflected, that was it. I was uncomfortable growing. And it sounds crazy, because it's just like, why would you be uncomfortable bettering yourself? And it's like, once you're stuck in something that you know, it's scary, especially if you're not even completely together with what you want to do. You know, you don't want to be rejected, or you feel like, oh, I don't want to deal with this, so let me get better at it. So then that would minimize it. Yeah, I can maybe minimize it, but you're just prolonging it. If I started to do what I'm doing now years ago, I know I would be in a completely different place. And that's pretty much for like anybody. I promise you, once you just start doing what you need to do, you're gonna be set. You can't ask to receive a sign, or you can't ask to be placed in a position where you have what you want and then not try to figure out how to get there, or not like ignore the fact that that's what you want and then just settle. Because like before that, like that's honestly what I would do. I'm like, okay, like, you know, I said I was a server. You know what? I can pay my bills. It's fine. I don't really need to worry about it too much. I can work on it down the line when I have more money and all this kind of stuff. And you know what started happening? And don't get me wrong, I'm super energetic. I'm super outgoing. And people who have worked with me know I am a good server. And you know what started happening? Like, I would bounce from job to job. I would find a problem with something. It's either management, it's my coworkers, it was too far of a drive, and it was just, yeah, those things were factors, but not enough to make any normal person just like bounce from like job to job like that. It was something that was within me that was deeply unhappy with where I was. Like, I used to work at Bahama Breeze. Love my coworkers. Managers were, some were okay. I do like a few of them. But for the most part, I was just like, okay, you know what? That's not my favorite place to be in the world at the moment. But it wasn't anything terrible. I could have stayed, but then so many things were happening. It was just like, you know, I can't do this anymore. Let me just leave. I have another job. I have PF Chang's. And now it's just like, it's so much stuff that comes at you where when you start becoming aware of what you really want to do, you're just like, well, holy crap, oh my God, like, I'm gonna be stuck here forever if I don't do what I want to do. Like, oh yeah, I make money, but what's the point? Now it's even gotten to the point where no matter what I do, no matter how good service I get, like, the money I'm making is diminishing. So now I no longer have an excuse as to why I can't do what I'm meant to be doing. So that's what I really wanted to share with you guys. Don't prolong things just because you think you have time. Because in essence, the time that you wasted prolonging, starting, not even getting there, just starting, was the time you could have invested into yourself, perfecting while networking. And then once you have what you wanted, or once you were able to get to where you wanted to go even further. Because like I'm saying, no one starts and then just flourishes out the bloom. Like, it takes time, it takes practice, it takes investing into yourself. So one, invest into yourself, regardless if you need new equipment or you just need to better your mental state, better the people around, like surround yourself with better people, whatever. Invest in yourself, believe in yourself, and start doing what you're meant to be doing, and you will get there. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say for this video. It's not like if you want it, just go get it, because some situations now, I will tell you, like, some of y'all who be running back to people who are toxic and unhealthy, thinking that it's meant for you. Nah, girl, this is not that video. This is not the video to promote that. This is the video where you're like, wow, it's 2019 or some day on 2018. I mean, it's only one day left, but still. Someday on this random day in the future, and I'm tired of sitting here. I know what I want to do. How do I go about doing it? Just start. Honestly, just dive right in. And by diving right in, it could be doing something little. What I started doing was 30-day plans. That helped out a lot for to make my end goal. Because if what you want seems not unrealistic, but a bit too far for your grasp, break it down. Break it down in entirety. So I eventually just want performing gigs and stuff to be one of my other side jobs. So what do I need for that? I know I need to have a song list. So in my 30-day plan, I was just add 10 songs to a binder, laminate them. That's it. I eventually want an 80 song list, and I got to 80 songs and have a full binder and stuff like that. It can be goals as simple as that, but it's one less thing I have to worry about. Once you break it down like that, it seems so easy. It doesn't even have to be I didn't have to make an entire binder in one day. That can be overwhelming for some people. put one song in there. That's it. I chose to do 10 until I got to 80. Or I would go to karaoke on a Thursday and record it. That's fun. Like, you know, simple stuff like that. But like having me like visualizing myself in performances, one, makes me more comfortable on stage. Two, lets me know how I can interact with people better and move around, placement, what positions and stuff I sound best in, instead of just in front of like a microphone or in front of people and stuff like that. But when I'm gigging, I want to use my piano. So I was just like, you know, practice piano more. Try to learn a couple chords to a few songs that you like. Stuff like that. It isn't like, oh, go out, meet with companies and be like, hey, I'm ready to perform, because I know I'm not at that level yet. But it's little steps like this gets me started. So that way, when I'm ready to take those leaps or to like go in and be like, oh, okay, hey, well, you know, I'm a solo or I'm looking for a band or whatever like that. I can perform and gig at your place, you know, work for tips, or you pay me and then I work, and then people have the option of tipping, whatever. You're prepared for that, instead of just be like, oh, I'll wait, because then you know it's going to happen. You're going to get there and be like, and they're going to tell you, oh, no, you need this, or you need this, or you need this. And it's just like, okay, cool. So I didn't know that 6 months ago, and I waited for 6 months to find out that I still can't even do what I want. So now it just prolongs it even more. But if you start now, you reach out to them, hey, if I want to do this, what do I need? They'll give you a list, and you're like, okay, cool, thank you so much for reaching out. Or what I like to personally do, which is why I'm like so eager to honestly move back to North Carolina, where I see so many of my former friends like in music and all this other stuff that I want to do, is I like to surround myself and talk frequently with people who are ahead of me, or at least at the same level and trying to grow. Because, and like, as much as it sucks and you feel like you may be leaving your friends behind and all this kind of stuff, if their company is nice and I love them and I love some of my friends, but if they're not really helping you grow into the person you want to become, not saying that there's no use for them, but it's not really helpful to you. So try to find and surround yourself with people who are going to make you grow in the aspect that you want to do. So if you want to grow career-wise, start hanging out with people who are like, you know, maybe above you. They may at a restaurant, you want to get up to a manager. Start hanging out with like shift leads, or, you know, like talking with your managers more, asking what else you can do. If you want to be a musician, start hanging out with people who actually have like put out stuff, maybe put out an album or a music video, or have connects different places. So you can ask them and refer back to what they're doing and all that kind of good stuff. Ask professors. Be willing to learn from people around you. Be willing to take people's criticism. Even if they're not in your field or whatever, they might not know what they're talking about, but everyone has an opinion and you can benefit from it sometimes. I will say that sometimes, because there are some people out there who are truly just here to be negative, and we don't have time for that. Not now, not in 2019, not ever. It's not something that we're playing. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for you. Make sure you share this, because I know a lot of people need to hear this message. I know I needed to hear it, but I needed to hear it like at least like a year ago. So thank you all so much, and see you next time. Bye.